I have a question for you, Rebecca.
Okay.
Why have you done this? Well, first of all, I should say that part of the reason the book is such a pleasure in person is because it keeps unfolding. Like when it's 10 feet tall or something, right? I have to stand on a chair when I show it to people. And so when I've shown it to people, I read the poem and then it just keeps going, and that's lovely. So I'm so one of the things I'm most excited by is the way that it's 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 not like a literal interpretation of the poem, as you say. It's like an extension of it in some way or something. It's really exciting for me. Um, oh, but my question is, I've had, this experience of feeling like I'm pulling something up or working at something and not knowing if I'm close to the beginning or the end or what is happening. That was the animating thing for me, and I've felt that in different aspects of my life. Um, what was it? Do you remember why, like, you liked this poem? Why you wanted? I'm so grateful that you did this. I'm curious about why.
Um, I, it's just a beautiful poem. One thing that I like about Judd's work or the poetry that I heard, it's so contemporary. He uses language in ways that it wouldn't occur to me, including, hashtag I'm Holland, hashtag I've got rope, things like that really interest me. Of course, some of you may know I've spent over 20 years working with Maine's rare plants and animals, and in doing that, I've learned so much about the challenges that so many species face today. So climate change and sea level rise are really part of my oeuvre in the threatened and endangered work. So I think it spoke to me in a way that it might not have if I had been doing a different kind of work. So it seemed to tuck in to that nest of work, even though it's not threatened and endangered. It kind of tiptoes in that direction for me, and maybe there's so much about the ocean that hasn't been cataloged. I mean, there's so much that's at risk, you know, which is a long, gloomy thought process there, right? We start to think about plastics and pollution and so forth. So it just felt like it was, part of my thinking and the kinds of things that interest me. So I like that, but I especially like the use of language. And I thought it would be a nice combination to have the kind of work I make with the kind of words you wrote. So I was hoping it would go well. And when I work with other people's writing, I get a little panicky that I'll disappoint. So that extra pressure is an interesting ingredient to add to making an artist's book.
And you were so respectful and deferential. You kept asking me about your ideas. And I was like, yeah, that all sounds amazing. Do whatever. It's funny, we chose this date somewhat haphazardly, but I've been up at the ocean for the past few weeks, and the terns are all there. That's the bird on the cover of the book. And so I've been with the terns hunting for the past 2 weeks, and they're frenzied and mad.
Nice. Alice.
I wondered if you would once again read the poem and show images of whatever image has the most pictures of, images of your book, so that we could see them together.
Okay, that sounds like a really good idea. Thank you for coming up with that.
Rope. I've got hold of a rope, a brown and braided cord emerging murkily from the sea. As I haul it in, an algal slick stains my hands. Rope puddles around my ankles and laps against my knees. Salt water pools onto the dock and drips through the planks, a plump little rainstorm just beneath my feet. My favorite physics podcast says that the sea will clasp tightest at the end, surface tension. I do think I felt a change in the line lately. Maybe the end is edging tensely toward the surface. It's got me feeling reflective. Leela came by the dock yesterday, and I told her about the idiot child I was when I first picked up the rope. There could be anything on the other end, I'd admitted, but I was so young I thought anything was synonymous with something. At night, the invisible sea laps against the pylons and whispers the truth. The infinite subset that is anything includes nothing. The weight in my hands might simply be miles of rope, heavy under an ocean of pressure. Leela said that I should make a Twitter account for the rope so that I could tweet amusing things it might say. Hashtag rope life, hashtag am hauling, hashtag dear God, let this matter. She kicked the accumulated coils and said, if you had a platform, you might be able to monetize all this. I said that I did have a platform, and I nodded at the dock. Right there, she said, that's your first tweet. Here's my last tweet. It's the ocean floor on the other end. I've been hauling it up for years. I am responsible for sea level rise. One day soon, I'm going to pull the water up over my feet, pull it cold past my thighs, up with a shock into my armpits, and then with a hush over my ears. In the marine dusk, the rope will pulse with life. Its algal slick will undulate and dance with the krill. I will drown in the unmonetizable depths, and the abyss will be both something and nothing. I've got hold of a rope. I've got weight in my hands.
To mimic that idea of weight in one's hand, I used a substantially heavier book board for the clamshell box. So when you pick up the book, it's a little hefty, considering how small it is. And then when you lift it out of the box, it's more airborne, easier to maneuver.
I love the contrast of coming into the light through words and emerging into the depth through your images, Becky. I think they're terrific.
Thanks, Billy.
I have one. First, I just wanted to say that is a really beautiful poem, and I've seen the book personally, and it is incredible. But also, I just wanted to ask you, what is your favorite podcast, the physics podcast that you mentioned in the poem?
Oh, that's invented.
Okay.
Doesn't exist.
Doesn't exist.
I wish I had a favorite physics podcast, but I don't. I just made one up to introduce the idea.
I was like, what is it? Thank you.
I have one question. For both of you, are there any other projects you're working on, and do you have any good recommendations for either writers or poets to look at?
Well, Lisa Hibble is an amazing poet.
That's true.
And she's
I
a
feel
bullet. She writes beautiful poetry about the natural world. Makes my heart soar. It's really beautiful work.
I think at the time that I wrote this, I was reading Sheila Heti, How Should a Person Be? And she writes in a sort of similar vernacular, and is just a wonderful, wonderful writer who I recommend highly.
I just wanted to say that the poem has some similarities to another poem I know by Charles Olson called Maximus to Himself, about a man in the sea and reflecting on his life. And so I thought maybe, since it was Maximus to himself, maybe you could have a subtitle to rope be Merrill to himself.
Or to Twitter.
That fits. Thank you. It is beautiful, beautiful poem, beautiful book. So nice. Such a nice collaboration.
Thanks, Dave.
Yeah, I have a copy here at the gallery, so you can come in and look at it. And then I think it's going on view elsewhere. Is that right, Rebecca?
That's right. I'm going to have a show at the Chocolate Church in Bath, which for anybody who's local is not so far away from Cape Elizabeth or Portland. If you live in the Ocean House Gallery neighborhood, it's not too far away. And I'll be showing there with Chris Patch, who's an amazing artist. So the two of us will be there. I think it's towards the end of August and all through September. And I will have this book there. And then if you happen to be up in Deer Isle, I will have it there in a show in July at the Turtle Gallery. I just said that like there's no other gallery in Deer Isle but the Turtle Gallery.
And if you want to acquire a copy of this, where would you go?
You can contact Graham or you can contact me.
Okay.
Either way.
How do you, how do you see this being shown? Do you hang it, or how do you show it?
Yeah, I think that's going to be tricky. I'm imagining some sort of a small prop that goes against the wall but secures the cover, and then maybe it will cascade down to the floor, or not the floor, although the floor would be nice. I'm just worried about the galleries probably won't like that idea. So maybe it'll land on a pedestal about 2 feet from the floor. But
Almost like a slinky.
almost like a slinky. I want to be sure that it's not hung so high people can't read the poem.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's really a handheld book, Alice. It's not so much a sculptural piece. It's meant to be held. So, you can feel that rope in your hands. Well, thank you, everybody.
Yeah, thank you
So
guys.
much.
Ooh,
Thank you.
gorgeous book.
Fabulous. Thank you.
Thanks for helping us celebrate.
Do this again.
Okay. Nice to see you, everybody. Have a great summer.
Thank you guys. Congratulations.
Thanks, Graham.
Hey,
Thanks,
thanks you guys.
Graham.
It was fun. It was fun to hear the poem read. I read it, when I got an email the first time, but it's good to hear your voice reading it.
That's nice. I always like to read out loud.
Yeah, you're a good reader of out loud. I told all my friends and family in my note, and Judd's a really good reader.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, I'm so happy that you were willing to do this for us, Grant.
Yeah, you guys made it really easy. So it was fun. And I'm excited to see your shows coming up in Bath. That'll be great.
We're actually going to have an opening, and I think we're going to also have an artist talk.
Oh, nice. That'll be good. Yeah.
Assuming everything keeps going the way it's going here.
Yeah.
That's on August 13th, Beck?
I don't know. I'd have to look it up.
I think that's right. I think Heidi and I are going to be there.
Oh, goody. Oh, goody. Yeah, maybe I already told you. But yeah, I'll let people know because I'm really excited about it. Not only because it's kind of local, but also they're just recently redone the Chocolate Church Gallery. So it's pretty. And I really like Chris Patch. So I'm excited. I don't think we've been in a show together. I say that quickly, but that we're doing a 2-person show is, I don't know. I think it's just going to be really sweet. We had the same teacher, printmaking teacher, but I had him at the start of his career and Chris had him at the end of his career. So maybe we're like, siblings because we have the same teacher.
That's cool. Yeah.
Well, Graham, I think if people want to stay and chat with you, I probably can't be the host. Are you the host now?
I can take it back. There we go. Yeah. And if anyone ever wants to come and see, just stop in the gallery. Yeah.
Graham, do folks need to make appointments to come to the gallery, or you pop in?
No.
In?
No, you can pop in. We're Wednesday through Saturday from 10 to 5. You can make an appointment if you want, but you don't have to.
Thanks, Graham.
Yes.
See you soon.
Yeah.